You know, sadly, you sometimes don't know when a heart problem can hit you. Even in great physical shape, it could happen just around the corner. We're going to meet one man that was in perfect physical shape, but then had to have triple bypass surgery, but used Moon Physical Therapy to get back on his feet again. Check it out.
I've always been active, doing things all my life, and people look at me and say, when they find out that I had a triple bypass, they go, no, it can't be you, But, I was, about 5 months ago, I was already suffering from pains in my chest, and I kind of like, they didn't take it serious until I finally went to my doctors, and then he told me that maybe you should go take a stress test. And through the stress test, that's when this, everything came about, and of course I had to do a triple bypass. One day my wife was watching the Bin 808, and she said, oh, you should go check out this place, Julie Moon. She does therapy. I looked into it, and it said, it's true, you can, and fill out some papers, went through my insurance, and the following week I started already.
I've been really glad to be able to help him and improve his health. He's been here for a little bit over a month. He's been attending therapy sessions 2 times a week for 1-hour sessions. When he first came here, I did an initial evaluation to obtain some baselines on his strength, mobility, his vitals. A few things that stood out were his resting blood pressure was pretty high. It was 180 over 98, and typically you want below 120 over 80. So he was weak, specifically in his legs, and he had his oxygen saturation levels during exercise, which is the concentration of oxygen in your blood. They were low. So what I did was I designed a program specifically for his needs.
It's great over here because they do a one-on-one, personal, they check you, do the machines, do the bike, and then they take your blood pressure. They're always monitoring you. I'm trying to get my cardio back, So my breathing and, it's been great. I mean, it's coming along fine.
In the beginning, he was pretty weak, so we would monitor closely. We would ask him subjectively what his intensity levels were during each exercise. And I think because of him being a former athlete, a lot of the subjective ratings were a little low, but yet his vital signs were elevating. So I had to kind of customize his exercises and so that we're able to increase the intensity without any abnormal signs or symptoms. Wow. And after about a month, he's progressed really well to where his resting blood pressure is about 134 over 86, so really good. And his strength and endurance have improved. His oxygen saturation levels on each machine have actually been consistently within normal limits. Wow. Cardiac rehab is all about education. So it's educating them so they know what levels to exercise at, which are safe, what their target heart rate would be within a safe limits for them, to monitor their blood pressure on a daily basis, and then some proper warm-up and cool-down exercises.
When I'm done here, at least I can go to a gym and continue on the machines and, and continue my health and monitor myself at the same time. I think, you have to analyze yourself and try and make that effort to go out there and look for some kind of physical therapy where at least they can do a personal type of therapy where they can help you get started. So that way, at least you're heading in the right direction, and then the end process would be me right here.
Oh. I love that he has gotten help.
Yeah.
And found out about it from watching our show.
Yeah.
That makes me very happy.
And it was funny, as many typical guys out there, it was actually the missus that said, hey, you should go down there and check it out. And he listened, and it was funny because Roman was such a great guy. I was chatting with him for a while. He's a boxer,
He looks like he's in great shape.
Great shape. I looked at him and I was like, you had what? And he's like, yeah, I didn't know it was a medical thing. But it was funny because when you have an athlete that's, used to being like this, the recovery process, it's different. You want to just get right back into it, right? And Julie Moon and Moon Physics, they're so good. You have to pace yourself. You have to do it right, because I've learned through this thing that rehab is a journey. It's not just 1 week, it's 6, 7, 8 weeks, but you have to be consistent with that, and you can see he's already making such great leaps and bounds.
And the last thing you want to do is get re-injured, right? And,
Right.
and that recovery is going to be even longer.
You're so right. I'm glad you brought that up, Trini. And Roman said that they give them tools so once they leave, they can keep their journey and keep it on pace and not come back again for re-injuries. And speaking of coming back, Trini, Roman, big fan of the show. He's a boxer, so he wanted me to give you, and I hope you can see these cute little things. They're these cute little boxing keychains right here, if you want to ever just punch me around. But Roman said, go ahead and give you these, but also not only a boxing keychain, but a punching bag. He says, work on Taizo, but if you're not, just go ahead and punch these things. So, Roman, mahalo.
Thank you, Roman.
And here you go.
I love it.
Fun, huh?
I love it.
Yeah.
It matches my dress.
Right? I know. Thank you for that. But Roman, your journey was great. Thank you
great.
for sharing the story with us, and I'm sure that will help other people as well.
I love this. And look, it goes in your car, so when you're stuck in traffic.
See, Roman, she sees it. Like it.